What is going on, beautiful people? Today, we're going to be talking about the love language of a narcissist. Guess what it is? Guess what it is? Guess what it is? If you're new here, my name is Lee Hammock. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, and welcome to another episode of the Narcissist Code. Woo! Welcome back, folks. Yes, the love language of a narcissist or a toxic person, y'all. If y'all haven't heard of the 5 love languages, it is really just, how people like to be loved and how people like to give love and receive love and things like that. It's supposed to help you connect to people. There are differing viewpoints on it, right? There are a lot of different people have different viewpoints on it. Like it's true, false, whatever. Do what I feel like do whatever works for you. But if you're dealing with a narcissist, right? Narcissistic people, the way they like to give love is through physical touch. Physical. Y'all should have knew that already. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you knew that narcissists like to give love through physical touch. Because anything deeper than that, anything beneath the surface, anything that goes beneath the surface level of emotions and connectivity, narcissistic people tend to struggle with that, right? They tend to struggle with showing love in a healthy, emotionally effective way. This super struggle love, right? This extreme struggle. But physical stuff they can do. They can touch you, they can hug you, they can shake your hand, they can dap you up, they can give you a high five, they can clap the cheeks, they can do all of that stuff, right? They absolutely can do all of that stuff and get away with it because that's the only way they know how to show love. Right? That's the only way they know how to give love. That's their love language. A lot of times you can ask them on a first date or a second date when you're getting to know them, what's your love language? And a lot of them are going to say physical touch. And y'all, physical touch to me, is it necessary in an intimate relationship? Is physical touch necessary? Yeah, a lot of times. But most people, when they say physical touch is my love language, it just means they like to try to sleep with you. You mean they like to they have physical touch, like clapping cheeks, pretty much, and whatnot. Because that's the only thing they know how to do to show love, like physical touch. Not only just physical touch, physical things. They show love through physicality. You know, they show love through physicality. It's very rarely going to be on some deep emotional stuff, right? It's very rarely going to be on a deep emotional connection and whatnot. Very rarely is it going to be that. Most time it's going to be like, here's some touches, here's some love. You know what I mean? That's how they show love. That's their love language. And a lot of times, I'm not saying that every person whose love language is physical touch is a narcissist, but this is how it's going to come across a lot of times, right? Because this is the only way that a lot of them know how to show love is through their physical touch. It's through the physicality of things like that. So that's why I just tell people this is the way it's going to go. Lee, how do we get them to sit down and have an emotional conversation? Yeah, most narcissists cannot go beneath the surface. The surface level is as far as we go. You know, we barely beneath the surface. We're like, if narcissists were archaeologists, right, or an anthropologist, who studies the dinosaur fossils? I think it's a little bit of both, right? Archaeologists dig, anthropologists study the fossils. I think something like that. Narcissists would not be discovering any fossils. You know what I mean? We digging up the rocks we're digging up the rocks in the yard. We're not going any deeper than that. We're not going any deeper than the surface a lot of times in these relationship spaces. So this is the thing. This is the type of stuff you have to deal with. This is the type of stuff we have to process, and this type of stuff. Like, we're not going beneath the surface. So the physical touch, and they'll tell you, physical touch. But if I had to say the secondary love language of a narcissist, right? How they show love is giving gifts. Physically, the act of is anything involving physicality. You know, if you don't know what all the 5 love languages are, you can Google them. But it's words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, and receiving gifts. So, but like narcissists like to give gifts because that's part of physical stuff. That's part of the physical, the act. I can do it. It's something that I can do. My body can move and I can do it, right? That's how a lot of narcissists are going to show love, because their body can do it. Their body can move. That means they themselves can do it. So this is how they go about doing it right here, right? This is the process that they'll go about doing. This is how they'll survive. This is how they process things. And this is how they keep going forward. But you, as a person who is dealing with a narcissist, a person trying to survive a narcissist, this is the type of stuff that you have to deal with as well. You know, this is the type of stuff you have to process. They're only going to be able to show you love through the physical stuff. In the beginning, it might be different. In the beginning, it's going to seem like it's deeper. It's going to seem like it's beneath the surface, but it's really not. It's really surface level type stuff. You might seem like you have this deep emotional connection, but like as time goes on, you'll see that it's not as deep as you think it is, because it always goes back to the physical. You know, how like you're crying, you're boohoo crying, and you don't know what to do. Like that's why a lot of times they'll try to sleep with you. Like, oh, you're crying. How do I make you feel better? How do I show my love in this situation right here? Oh, you lost your parents. Here's some let's clap some cheeks or whatever. That's how they'll show it, because they don't know any other way to express it. You know, that's what I'm just telling you. Like, that's the love language of a narcissist. It's typically going to be physical touch or giving gifts. Giving gifts. It's physical. I can do this. I can do this. You know, they can give you, they can say words and things like that. They can say words. They can spend time with you, but it's all that type of stuff right there is like physical. If they can physically do it, they can achieve it. You know what I mean? But sometimes they can physically do it and they still won't do it. But if they physically can do it, they can achieve it, right? But now on the other side of things, on the flip side of things, how they receive love, if love language is a receiving type of thing, then they can do that. Y'all, every single love language that you're willing to do, they are willing to accept from you. Every love language that you are willing to do, they will accept from you. Like, be it physical gifts, the love language. Let me go back to it. It can be like words of affirmation. Like they love it when you tell them. They love it when you tell them things about themselves, when you build them up. They love it when you're spending. They love it when you're spilling. They love it when you're spending every single second of time with them. They absolutely love that. They thrive on it. They feed on it, right? They love it when you're physically touching them and being there for them and giving them affection. They absolutely love acts of service, because you're proving that how much you care about them, you know, and they love receiving gifts from you. A lot of times. Sometimes they don't like receiving gifts. Some narcissistic people, I would say receiving gifts is okay to some of them, but some of them don't like when you give them gifts, because they might feel like they owe you something now. If you give them a gift, they feel like you owe them something right now. You know what I mean? So that happens too. Like, if you give me a gift, then that means that when you give them a gift, that they feel like they're in debt to you right now. They're like, okay, you gave me something. Now I'm indebted to you. Now I have to do something back for you. Some of them don't like receiving gifts, you know. But I would say that, to me right there, there could be a male or female narcissistic difference right there, because I know most female narcissists love receiving gifts, because that, you know, that's just how it works sometimes. Male narcissists feel like they are indebted to you. I could be wrong on that right there, but like, let me know let me know what y'all think on that right there in the comment section. It's like, Lee, you're wrong. I'm fine with being wrong right there, y'all. I don't want to come off as sexist or anything like that. Look, Lee, I was rocking with you until you said that, brother. You lost me when you said that. No, I don't want to lose you. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to do right there. Because I think most female narcissists would like receiving gifts. Like, when I would like receiving gifts, because when I was dating my female narcissistic ex, she loved receiving gifts. She loved receiving everything. You know what I mean? There wasn't a love language that she wasn't feeling, and whatnot. There wasn't a love language that she wasn't, party to, because the love language, the 5 love languages are going to be like 5 forms of narcissistic supply. If you think about it, each love language that you're giving to them is going to be like 5 forms of narcissistic supply. It means you're just validating them. It's a five ways to validate a narcissist. If you flip it on its head and whatnot, if you flip it on its head, it's not the 5 love languages. It's the 5 forms of narcissistic supply when you're on the giving end. When they're on the receiving end, it's the 5 forms of narcissistic supply. But when they're on the kind of went out. When they're on the giving end, that's when it switches up right there. So I feel like don't base your life on the love languages. I say if it works for you in a healthy, relationship, then great. That's great on you. That's great for you. But most times, y'all, it's just, I feel like it's not pop science. I wouldn't say it's pop science, but I would say most times in these relationship dynamics, it just doesn't end up working out the best if you just base it on this right here. Because I feel like you can have different love languages and still coexist, but not with a narcissist. Because like, as long as you are giving, they will be taking. You know, as long as you are giving, they will be taking. As long as you're willing to give, they are willing to receive. You know, and I feel like as long as they're receiving, they feel like they're in the good and whatnot. Every time I turn these lights on, y'all, they're like little fruit flies that get in here, like go crazy. They just like go towards the light. You know, you ever seen A Bug's Life, the movie A Bug's Life? Not towards the light. I can't. It's so beautiful. I'm a connoisseur of old cartoons, y'all. But those are my thoughts on the love languages, y'all. If you haven't already, check out my call in. You can call in and leave a voicemail. I'm gonna start voicemail Fridays or whatever. Check out my courses and my support groups. You'll see right here, courses.mentalhealness.net. If you follow me on Facebook, don't respond to any messages on Facebook. Somebody hacked my Facebook, of course, y'all. So I'm in the process of trying to get that back right now. So if you get a crazy message from me, I'm not gonna ask you for your no money in your inbox and nothing like that. So please, y'all, don't get scammed. I'm not on Telegram. I'm not. Please, y'all. Please, please, please. I'm working with Facebook right now to try to get that remedy. But anyways, y'all, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. And of course, y'all, mental healness is out. Peace. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my video. I am extremely grateful for you. Have no idea. If you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Helps reach more people. And click on the screen to watch another video or to browse through another playlist. There's also a link on the screen to check out my courses and my support groups to help you heal and understand what you've been through. Thank you so much again. I will see you in the next video. Peace.